Are we live? Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of the Owner's Lounge. We had an amazing week. I can't wait for this episode, really. Last week, me and John, we took a trip to Washington, D.C. It was AAHOA's Advocacy Week. Got to meet a lot of people. Got to have some great interviews we have for you as well. And big thing about advocacy that I wanted to express and show you, I'm going to let some of the interviews do the explaining for me, is how important and vital it is to our industry and what we need to do and how we can how the government is also regulating us, plus what we can do to be better. Okay. I'm going to start off right now by playing some of the interviews that we did take while we were in DC. We were going to start off our first one with AAHOA Secretary Vimal Patel. And once we're done with the interview clips, we'll get back on and discuss a little bit more further on it, okay? So we're going to start the clips now. Thank you for joining us again at the Owner's Lounge. We're here at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. right now. I'm sitting here with AAHOA's Secretary Vimal Patel. How are you, Vimal?
Hey, Sandeep. I'm doing well.
Excellent.
And it's my honor to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're here at the Capitol to lobby for our industry and us hotel owners, making sure that bills that need to get passed are passed and bills that need to be presented are presented. Very big. It helps a lot. I'm going to have Vimal explain a couple more things that actually this process does for us in our industry.
Absolutely. So we're here in Washington, D.C. today, and tomorrow we will be advocating behalf of our industry, our hotel owners, talking to legislators, talking to staff members who really make a decision how to write the bills and how to really approach and moving forward with anything that helps our industry. So we're going to talk about SBA Alliance Act, which is increase of access to capital from 5 to 10 million.
That's big.
It is big. And, with inflation, and as you know, that no one can buy anything for any property for 3 to 4 million.
Yes.
Plus, they have to put some capital into property to make improvement.
Right.
So yeah, 5 million is not enough to buy the property.
No.
So if somebody wants to make money, of course, that number has to be higher. The room count key also have to be a bigger property.
Yes.
So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about visa fee, which current administration wants to charge visa fee to Brazil, China, India.
Argentina, I saw.
Right. And literally, it does not make no sense.
Well, on that topic, I actually did some homework on it a little bit. So if they're charging the visa application fees to maybe generate revenue or increase money for our government, it's the wrong way to do it. Because the Oxford study shows that our demand at our hotels is going to go down almost 5.4% from international travelers. So we're going to lose 5.4% of the business, and our hotels contribute $100 billion in taxes to the federal and state and local governments. So you take 5.4% of that, that's $5.4 billion lost. Now, the visa application fee of $250, last year, U.S. Department of Services posted a record number high of visas given, which was 10 million visas. Mm-hmm. Now, if that was a record high, if they give the same amount this year, you're still going to be left $2.4 billion short of the tax revenue that they would have got it from increased demand or the same demand that we had.
Our problem is our industry. Mm-hmm. Our problem is hoteliers' bread and butter.
Right.
And this visa fee, what it's going to do is increase these fees. It's going to affect our hotel owners. And let me tell you a simple way. In last 10 years, In 2015, 2016, we had more than 75 million international travelers who were coming to US.
Right.
In COVID, 2021, that number were only 14 million,
Wow.
16 million. 2023, that number were close to 50 million.
Right.
But we're still short of millions of
Yes.
international travelers.
Yes.
And so to me, I think, look, our industry is about to lose billions and billions more.
Right.
So this is going to be a key topic, especially, the way I'm saying it, that I will be discussing and using some tough language.
Oh, well, you
with,
have to use tough languages. I mean, not only are we going to be losing money as hoteliers from our demand, but the U.S. government is going to be losing vital tax dollars. That's huge.
It's sad to see that there are so many states are pouring more money into tourism industry, such as state like Florida,
Right.
Utah, California,
Even New York
and,
is.
New York, and many others. But on the other side, our federal government is hurting tourism industry.
Yes, they are.
And I'm sorry to say this, but our president, I thought he knew that how tourism industry works, but seems like eventually he doesn't.
It is different, and it's a little head scratching to me what our president is doing right now, but we'll see what ends up from it. But it is a head scratcher. It's got me boggled.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have more people on. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll be live with senators and representatives. So see you then. All right, Vimal, thank you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Of course, and we'll catch up next time.
Yes. I am here joined with Jay. How are you, Jay?
Good, Sandeep.
Excellent, excellent. So we've had some discussion about PAC and AAHOA, and since we're here at the Capitol, but I want to talk a little bit more about AAHOA and what AAHOA has to offer for our members and the industry in itself. So Jay, this year, the officer board one of their goals is to be member-centric. How do you think that's going, and what do you feel about that?
What I feel right now is members believe that they're not getting the bang for the buck that they invested in this organization. But the other thing is that they don't understand when it comes time to vote for the right candidate, go out there and vote.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more on that. Now, the thing that our association does, AAHOA, is great. I mean, we have 60% of the lodging industry in America, and that's documented, okay? One of the reasons why we're here and the big thing that will push our industry to get things passed that will help us in the future and benefit us is the size of our association.
Right.
But we do, I feel personally too, there are things that we can be doing better, much better.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thing is, members are not engaging. They see something, they give it a blind eye. Hey, someone else is going to respond to that. I'm not going to worry about it. By the time it comes to the fact, it's too late. Like, I have business in California. People, the city of LA was pushing that $30 minimum wage plus the $8.25. People initially didn't step up. By the time they realize this is actually going to go through, then they start showing up. By that time, it's too late.
Right.
And then the city, they already had the mindset that, hey, we're going to push it through. They pushed it through. Now we got votes, people signing. So like, hey, we need to go through the ballot to get this thing done.
Right.
And the city's giving it a blind eye. They're still trying to push it through. It's one of those things, if you don't participate, it's affecting your business. At the end of the day, if it affects California, Los Angeles, it's going to affect other cities in other states.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm here with Bhavik Patel. Bhavik, nice to meet you.
Thank you
nice
for
to
having
see
me.
you. So we're here at the Capitol advocating for our industry in AAHOA, okay? Tell me, why is this so important?
So I'll tell you why. Before I got involved with AAHOA, I didn't see the use of donating to the PAC fund. But once I became an ambassador in the state of South Carolina, so I've served in 2 different regions as an ambassador. So first was South Carolina, and then I understood how the leadership works, how the PAC fund works, and how the issues we have on a daily basis within our hotels, because that sets the rules and regulations and ordinances within our hotels. So in order to see some changes and our voices to be heard, we can use this association to lead an example and talk to our local congressmen or senators and elected officials.
I couldn't agree with you more with that, okay? The vital and the importance of advocating for your industry or just advocating in general is very important because you don't want laws made, you don't want policies in place that you have no say for and that's going to affect your business.
Yes.
Huh? You don't want that to happen. You need a voice. This is a voice. It's a big voice. The way we make it bigger is by having more in the PAC fund. Now, again, repeating myself, with all the members that we have, if we just donated $365 a year, that's $7 million in the PAC. $7 million in the PAC. All the congressmen are listening with both ears to our stories that we have to tell.
Yes.
And that is big. When you have the ears of the congressmen, you can tell them, hey, if you put this bill in effect, this is what it's going to affect our business. And at the end of the day, it affects our business. You know how much in tax revenue we pay to the US government? Over $100 billion just from our members. So imagine that being cut a little bit because of some policies. They're not going to want that cut either, but they need to hear from us why it will affect our business.
Yes.
This is the voice for everyone. Even if you can't come and participate in this, if you donate, it is tremendous.
Yeah.
Every dollar goes a mile, okay? Please donate, keep this alive, keep this going. What other stories can you tell our listeners that how PAC and AAHOA has truly contributed to the hospitality industry?
So before, our voices were never being heard, right? When you go to these elected officials' offices, they didn't know what the Asian American Hotel Loan Association was, which is AAHOA. But now that we have a presence each time, twice a year, one time in fall, one time in spring, they now know us. Oh, we have AAHOA at the door. Welcoming our regional directors, our officers, along with our ambassadors. So they know that this is the hospitality industry. 89% of the hotels in Texas and 69% of the hotels nationwide. But yes, before it wasn't getting heard. Now they know when they come to these congressional receptions, they know who we are, and sometimes there's not an introduction that needs to be said. It's already there for them.
Right. So that's key. And the reason they do know us a little bit more now is because we've been doing this twice a year for how many years now? And last year was huge, the fact that we raised 7 million or 7 figures and $1 million towards PAC, and that put us on the top 20% list, which was big. That also got everyone's ear and attention. We need to continue that. We can't step back from that million. We have to raise more and more every year.
Yeah.
We need to continue doing that. And right now, I saw the number that we've raised up to so far. We're halfway through the year this year, and I know we haven't had the HOCs at some of the regions yet, so that will help. But the regions that we have voice heard louder.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what we need to do.
The last thing I'd like to say is, when we own hotels, we know what the issues are. So contributing to the PAC, that gives you one doorway step to at least have a conversation on what the issues are. And $1 a day is nothing in comparison to, $365 towards the end of the year. So it's doable. but there just needs to our members just need to understand that this is the reality of how it works versus just not opening up your wallets.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. So please take this into consideration. I know we can. AAHOA, like you said, we have more than half the industry in this country. Tell me one other association that owns more than half of one industry. There isn't any out there.
Can't think of one.
Okay? No. Our association, our organization should be leading the forefront of our industry, not anyone else.
Yes.
It should be AAHOA. We can make that happen. Let's make that happen.
We have the platform. Why not use it?
And the best way to have our voices heard is this way, is advocating on your behalf. I encourage anyone that has not come to the Capitol for Advocacy Week, make it a trip at least once. You have 2 times, either spring or fall, but you should come here just to see what happens and see how the conversations and stories that we have with our congressmen, and how, I'll be very honest with you, a lot of the congressmen, they're from very variety of places and businesses. A lot of them don't know about hotels, don't know how this bill would affect our industry at all. We literally have to go in there and educate them. I say, if you do this, this is the effect that will happen. They're, oh, really? I didn't know that. Now you do, and they're not going to vote for it.
Yep.
Or vice versa. That's why we're here. That's why we need our voices heard.
Yeah.
Joined with Neelish from South Pacific Regional Director. How are you doing, Neelish?
I'm good. Nilesh Neil Bhakta. I'm a second-year director for South Pacific region for AAHOA. So my area controls San Diego County, Riverside County, Inland Empire, Orange County. So it's a big region with a lot of hotels.
Right.
A lot of hotels and a lot of members.
Yes. So what I wanted to discuss with you here today, I mean, we are here for AAHOA's Advocacy Week at the Capitol, lobbying for bills and things that are going to affect our industry 100%. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what happened in San Diego and California and LA with the minimum wage requirement.
So we already know, I won't go in LA as much, but LA, we already know the minimum wage, $30 plus $8 for healthcare passed. There was a referendum. The signature got unverified. So it went up to table. Now the law is in effect. So all the hotels and airline employees and airport employees has to pay $30 plus $8 for healthcare.
Wow.
So similar law was introduced, a bill was introduced in San Diego last year and a half ago, for $25 minimum wage without any healthcare or anything. So it's a little generous. And that was introduced for hotel employees and tourism employees.
Wow.
So they would include Petco Park, San Diego Zoo,
Right.
San Diego SeaWorld, also restaurants, everything. So a lot of business were against it because they would break their back.
Right.
They would their bottom line would change, and everything will change.
Yes, especially since we're already dealing with high inflation
Exactly.
costs and now labor on top of it.
Exactly. So as soon as I became a director last year, South Pacific region, San Diego was my hometown and that's my area. So I jumped on it. I wanted to be proactive, not reactive.
Right.
I jumped on it. We got in a lobbyist, and AAHOA helped fund a lobbyist for us. We also raised money from local hoteliers to fund the lobbyists. And the lobbyists went to work, and we secured a carve-out. Carve-out is, this law only applies to certain rooms or more. Majority of our AAHOA members
Right.
has 150 rooms or less.
Right.
We are a small business. We're not 300-400 room
Full service. right.
Marriott hotel, Hilton. So we secured that 150. We were the first one in a nation, I think, secure 150 room carve out
Wow.
from the
That's
city council.
That's amazing. Now, let me just say the reason that happened is because you stepped on it proactively instead of reacting to it. Okay.
Exactly.
That is very key, and that is what we're doing here with AAHOA and advocating. Is
proactively dealing with these issues instead of reacting to them after they're already said. Because once we react to something, it's going to be a lot harder for them to reverse it or change it. If we get in front of them before it passes into law, it's a lot easier for them to amend something or change it altogether.
Exactly.
So you need to be proactive. And the best way you can be proactive is by donating to PAC and doing what we do here, coming to the Capitol and seeing how we actually interact with our congressmen and the lawmakers, okay? It makes a big difference, especially in our industry.
Exactly. So we didn't wait for it. And my community in San Diego area was very supportive. And we didn't make a lot of noise. We kind of kept it under the radar.
Right.
And now we're going to set an example for the rest of the country.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to look at it. Hey, look, San Diego, LA did this, but San Diego just passed this, but they gave a carve out.
Right.
And the hearing is happening today as we speak on Tuesday evening.
Wow.
As right now, City Council is voting on it. They're going to vote on it, but our carve out is secured. So the bigger hotel will have that, but they're going to negotiate it. We're helping them, but we cannot be both sides.
Right.
But I want to make sure our members as AAHOA and small business owners are protected.
Yes.
That's my number one mission.
Yes, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. All the officers and members of AAHOA, we are here. What we're doing is for our industry and know that we are in the industry as well.
Exactly.
So what we do for ourselves is also helping everyone in the industry because we have the same business in.
And what's important to know that it's not just City of San Diego. We have a limited number of hotel members or AAHOA members in City of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
But thing is, once it's approved, it could spread neighboring city.
Right.
It could, so suburbs, right?
Yes.
So for San Diego, it would be Chula Vista or National City or other city, Poway, whatever.
Right.
But any other city, it would spread rapidly. Long Beach, it passed. Anaheim, it passed. We didn't do anything about it. Or we had no say on it.
Right.
So those are the things we cannot let it spread.
I couldn't agree more with you.
And I did what I could do under my power and my position.
At the time, too.
At the time,
Yep.
to act on it. And I had a lot of help from other people.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to all of them. And we got it done. And I think our members will be happy. Our industry will be happy.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. And there's a lot of members. We have a lot of members and a lot of hoteliers that aren't members. They don't necessarily see everything that AAHOA does do, and that, you know, behind the scenes, we're doing a lot. This is one really good key example of what we do as an association and organization to help all our members.
Yeah. Number one, also, person helping me in San Diego is a DPA law firm, Darshan
Right.
Patel. Darshan Patel has been great help to me.
That's good.
You know, and
Yes.
then with his guidance and myself and AAHOA, we teamed up together and we achieved this.
Excellent, excellent. Do you have anything more that you would like to share or let our viewers know about?
Nothing. Looking forward to visit the Capitol tomorrow, meeting some staffers and congressmen and senators,
Yes.
and hopefully get our message through for
Right.
small businesses and hoteliers.
I couldn't agree with you more with that too. And again, I'm just repeating myself. It's very vital and important, the PAC contribution that you make. Remember again, that PAC contribution is not used anywhere except for the legislators and congressmen. That's the only place it's used for. Now, last year, since we reached $1 million mark, that put us on the list of top 20 contributors for PAC, which is amazing. All the congressmen saw that, and now they're listening a little closer to us and what we have to say.
Exactly.
If we're not reaching 7 figures, it's hard to get their ear, okay? And that's just the political environment, okay?
Exactly.
We all know it.
I urge all my members within California to donate to PAC.
Yeah.
Whatever they can do, please. $100, $365, whatever we can do, donate to PAC.
So I did the math a little bit. If every one of our members just donated $365 a year, that's over $7 million a year we would have in PAC. If we had that, we would be the top 5% Imagine the years that would be, both years would be popping from the legislators and listening to what we have to say,
Definitely.
right?
Good message.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Everyone, I'm joined by Snehal. How are you doing, Snehal?
Good. How are you, sir?
Excellent, excellent. So, I know you're a platinum member with AAHOA in reference to PAC contribution. Thank you so much for that. That is wonderful. So if anyone out there that doesn't know, platinum, he's been contributing for the last 6 years, $5,000 every year towards the PAC. Amazing job. My viewers know I set 4 pillars for AAHOA, and pillar number 1 is advocacy. It is needed. It is required. We need to contribute to the PAC as much as possible. So let me ask you, so our viewers sometimes, whatever, what effects does the PAC and us being here at the Capitol today advocating have effect on our industry and hotel owners?
Well, there are many, many ways it directly impacts it because if members don't know what we do, how we impact local economy, and then broadly the U.S. economy, because we're as big as we are, this PAC actually shows them because up until now, before advocacy, we were not here telling them our stories.
Right.
As an individual small business owner, having such a big impact on the U.S. economy. So we're telling our stories, and by uniting under AAHOA, our story is bigger collectively.
Yes, it is. And don't get me wrong, everyone can do this individually, but individually you have a voice. It's very hard to get a meeting with a congressman by yourself at the Capitol. With a group like this, association like this, it's much easier. It's better. We have over 300 people here today, and we all are set up with meetings tomorrow. I think we have 31 states here?
Yes.
31 states. So we're going to be seeing congressmen and representatives from all of those states tomorrow and talking to them, letting them know our stories that we have and how they can help us and benefit. So there are people out there too that I've heard, okay, you know, if you guys didn't go down there and take this money or contribute to the PAC, that stuff was going to get done anyway. What do you have to say to that?
Absolutely not.
That is correct. Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
One example that I like to give personally is during the pandemic, if it wasn't for Panvala speaking in front of the Congressional Committee on how hotels are vital to this economy, we would have never got that 2.5% on the second go around. Would have been stayed at that 1% and it would have been detrimental, well, not detrimental, but it wouldn't have helped. The fact that she went in front of the Congressional Committee, spoke on our hotel's behalf and our industry behalf, got us that extra 2.5%. That's huge. That's what PAC does. And us being here, we're able to put faces with the congressional leadership that's there. They're able to see, oh, you're the person that owns this hotel. Oh, you're the person that owns this hotel. They love to see that. They want to see that, and they will listen to you more and actually make most, what we're hoping is they will accept the bills that we're putting in front of them, right?
Absolutely.
So how would you let people know the best way to contribute and why they should? I mean, we've given them reasons. There's things that they should do, but we don't have enough in there. I mean, today I saw the number, 450,000. That's ridiculous. We have 20,000 members. Imagine what that number would be if all our members just donated $365 a year. We donate to other things. $365 is not a lot, but if every member donated, you know how much money that would be a year?
That'd be close to $7 million now.
$7 million. That's incredible. Imagine what you can do with that kind of money and the pool that we can have with legislators. That's huge.
So last year we raised 1 million. With
Yes.
that, we were in top 20. So remember, this is public information. So the lawmakers will make sure that when they check upon us, we have to say that with 20,000 members, they have XYZ funds. So it's very crucial that we have minimum 7 figures year over year.
Right.
Because without it, we are not going to be taken seriously. We are just like any other trade union.
So last year we got $1 million, and that put us at what percentage?
So we are in the top 20.
Top 20% with $1 million. Imagine, like we said, if every member contributed just $375, we wouldn't have to have the $1,000 or $5,000 donations. We would have over 7 million. If we had 7 million, we'd probably be in the upper 5%. And now when legislators see this is the top 5% industry and company out there, oh, they're going to put a ear to our voices and listen to what we have to say. That's where PAC is very influential and needed.
You're absolutely correct. Not only that, because we act locally as a small business owner along with our roads, now we have a PAC money. So they always need a funding to go fight the battles. But because we have the ability to have the PAC along with the votes, I think we are likely to have a much more impact than other organizations that might be fighting for their time and their bills.
I agree with you. That kind of slipped my mind a little bit too, but that's a great point you make. Not only are we supporting with these PAC contributions, but we are also voting for these people. For a lot of the other industries, they don't have that vote like we do.
And our impact to the community is huge, right?
Yes.
Well, we have employees that also contribute to the economy. So when you look at the ripple effect of what we're doing in the communities, we just have to tell our story better. That's one thing that we do in the DC. But along with it, on the local level, when we're doing a PAC contributions, again, that just goes hand in hand.
Yes.
So protect your industry, invest in your industry. When we invest 10, 20, 3 million, 5 million, whatever it is in the hotel, compared to that, this amount is very, very small.
Very little. I find it to be minute. I don't know why our members, not all of them, are donating something. It's sad to see these numbers where they are. We should always be hitting 7 figures every year easily.
We can complain, which we do often, but if we don't contribute to the PAC, we will not be heard. If you look at the example of Jewish organizations,
Right.
why are they doing well? Because they are in forefront of the lawmakers.
Yes.
They are being heard. We're not at this point, even though as big as we are.
Right.
So I highly request everyone, every dollar counts, and this, whether it's election year or not, we must contribute and help our industry. Please do contribute.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Snell. This was a pleasure.
Pleasure.
I love meeting you next or tomorrow too at the meetings.
Absolutely.
All right?
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed those interviews. I know I learned a lot from them as well. Now, I want to just explain a few things to all our members and listeners out there that PAC is Political Action Committee. And the money that you give to PAC as a contribution is strictly used for the legislators and congressmen. That money is gone nowhere else besides to them directly. It is public information. You can see that. We can request it and view it for ourselves. Now, you obviously heard in the interviews, Snell mentioned it very briefly there too, is with last year's PAC contribution that AAHOA raised of over $1 million, put us on the list of top 20% of companies that had PAC contributions. Now, when our congressmen and legislators see that, they instantly raise the eyebrow and are paying more attention to what we have to say. That is vital, okay? Now, on day 2 of our trip to DC advocating, we had meetings set up with our congressmen and legislators. And we'll get to see, I was able to record one session with congressmen, and we'll get to see what that interaction is like, and also how we mentioned it before. Vimo mentioned it a couple of times that not all our congressmen and legislators know what we do, how certain bills will affect our industry and overall the economy of the U.S. It's enlightening to hear that, you'll hear it when you see the clip that some of them just don't know about it. And it's not that they're not aware of it or something like that, but it's just they're busy with so many things that they're doing. They have their own companies, their own business, and their own expertise. They're not necessarily hoteliers like us. So we have to be there to tell them what this bill or that bill will affect and how it will affect us and also the economy in general. Now, I want to go, we're going to show you some clips from day 2. Okay. I'll cut back in. First, I want to start some of the clips from day 2 first.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is day 2 of our advocacy for AAHOA at the Capitol. We are inside the Capitol right now, in between, underground, in between the 2 houses, Cannon House. Good afternoon, everybody. This is day 2 of our advocacy for AAHOA at the Capitol. We are inside the Capitol right now, in between, underground, in between the 2 houses, Cannon House, Longworth House, and the Capitol building. This is exciting times here. We've met a lot of good representatives and a lot of congressmen, talked our stuff, especially the small business loan, SBA 7A and 504, which is Bill S901, which will increase the limit from 5 million to 10 million. Very big deal, especially for small businesses and ourselves with increasing costs. The extra money, the extra capital would help us tremendously. That's what we're doing here. Every person that we've talked to so far is in favor of it. Hopefully they will pass this bill and it will get passed this year. This is what advocating on behalf of our industry does. You have to be here. You have to experience this. I truly recommend it. I mean, right behind me, lawmaking chamber, okay? This is where it's done. This is where you need to be if you want things change and progress. Everybody, I'm here with Neil Wong. He's a hotel owner, unique style of hotel in New York City. Now, I wanted to talk to Neil about, just a few months ago or earlier this year, New York City wanted to impose that all hotels become unionized. How would that have worked for you?
It would have been a complete disaster.
Right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that AAHOA did was go and lobby for the hotels in the city to argue the point before the bill was even passed that, listen, this is going to hurt the smaller hotels. And we got it changed so any hotels with 150 rooms or less doesn't have to get unionized. Anything above it does. Now, that's a big win, yes?
Yes.
So advocating, getting in front, you think that really helps, right?
Yes, definitely.
How are you experiencing? I know this is your first time here. How is this experience going for you so far?
It's been an incredible experience, really eye-opening. One of my favorite quotes the past 24 hours was, "You're either at the seat or you're on the menu."
Yes.
And I think that's what summarizes advocacy in a nutshell.
Right.
A lot of people underestimate, their voice, but as one lobbyist was saying yesterday, some of these people don't know any better. Right? They have their own niche. Don't expect them to know your niche.
Right.
So that's my biggest takeaway from this.
So taking away with that too, our lawmakers and congressmen would love to see a face to the voice that we're talking about and discussing. So it's very vital that you do come here and we get to see our congressmen and our legislators and talk to them about the issues we have so they can actually understand and have literally a feeling like, oh, wow, this can really affect our business in our country.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do something about it. Make it a point to come here to DC if you haven't. There's another advocacy that AAHOA does in spring. So I welcome anyone to join us again in spring. Will you be here in spring, Neil?
I definitely will.
Excellent. I know we will be here. I look forward to seeing you then, Neil. Thank you
Sandeep.
so much.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back. I wanted to go over a few things after those 2 clips that we just saw. One is the quote that Neil Wong said. It was mentioned by a senator, and it nailed it. It hit hard with everyone that was there. If you're not at the dinner table, you are on the menu. So we need to be there, make sure we have our voices heard. Otherwise, we're the ones that are going to be eaten up. Okay. That's key number one. Number two is getting out there. And I also wanted to thank a couple people real quick. Dev Patel and Raj Kumar Patel from Syracuse. They accompanied myself with me in the meetings that we attended. They did an excellent job. They were first timers, young professionals. They were really good. I enjoyed their energy, and I know they learned a lot from the experience that was there. And now we're going to go to a clip from one of our meetings that we did have. Pay attention to the example that I give. It's a personal story. So that's key when you're going to see these people as well, is relating by telling them a story that is real, that's true, and how it actually does affect real life. And then also listen to their responses on how some of the issues that we were bringing up, they weren't even aware of. It wasn't even on their radar per se. So pay attention to those, and then we'll get back once you see the interview with Neil, our lobbyist for AAHOA, and then we'll wrap up.
I'm not working for anyone. Like, son, how you gonna make money? Yeah. Like, I'm gonna have my own business. That is the way this generation is going. They're gonna open up their own small businesses. And a better way to do that and create jobs in our country and do everything is give the people easier access to start small businesses. This is one way that can really help when you're, taking the capital 5 million, 10 million, gives more capital, invest more and do more things. And I truly feel that is the way we can get our economy back on track, jobs created, and people interested in doing what they want to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds great. It wasn't on the radar, but I think we'll add it to our list to check out. That would be great.
Everyone, I just want to wrap up this week and these 2 days of advocating at the Capitol. I'm here with Neil. Neil, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I feel we had a great event, great 2 days of advocating, especially today, meeting with the congressmen and representatives and discussing some of the issues that we have. And the big one that we did bring out to point was the SBA 7A and 504 loans to raise their minimums from 5 million to 10 million. And the feel that I got talking to the representatives that we've talked to is good. They look like backing it. And I will tell you one thing though, too. 2 of the members that we talked to did not even know about it. And that was astonishing to me. And that's why we're here.
Correct.
And we visit these congressmen and legislators so they know what it is and how it does affect us.
That's correct. You've got to show up here in Washington. The thing is, you're competing against so many other interests. But as you mentioned, the voice of the industry is the actual hotelier.
Mm-hmm.
The voice of the industry knows so much about it that unfortunately, you're having to educate members of Congress and their staff as to what the latest is or what's going on. They're getting their information from us and showing up. Look, we have a constitutional right to petition our government.
Yes.
This is what you're talking about. And those who show up, they get to dictate the terms and also the playing field that everybody else has to follow the rules on. AAHOA is doing a great job on the 7A program that you're mentioning, the 7A and 504 program. And again, we're seeing it from the root to the fruit. It's a very slow process because you have to come up with the idea, and then to execute on it, you have to then explain it to your team, rally around that, and then disseminate that information across, right? This is one of the main ways that we're doing that.
Yes.
And it's also, again, we have the luxury at AAHOA of having a very, very strong presence. This is our third year in a row at least, that I know that we've got at least 200 plus members coming in to advocate on these specific issues.
Yes.
And again, each year it's slowly, but then all of a sudden it's that compound growth that happens really, and it takes off.
Yes. And it is very key. And I'll tell you something too, talking to the congressmen and legislators, especially about the SBA loan, I absolutely loved
how AAHOA was prepared for it, and they gave a fact sheet and
Right.
data and statistics. I showed that to these people. They were amazed by it.
Right.
Absolutely amazed. And it goes goes miles away for them to vote properly.
Right.
A couple of questions that were asked of me is like, we'd have to take a look at the failure rates and all that. And I'm like, guess what? We have that data. We predicted it. It's right here.
Right, right.
And we also show you if it was increased to 10 million,
Right.
what it would do.
That's exactly
and
right.
they loved it.
Right. And I think that's something else is that you not only have to prepare the argument for, but be prepared to what the against and the con side of it is, because a good advocate's going to be able to say, look, we're here to advocate for this. But if you don't, here's the counter argument. And that's why the counter argument doesn't hold. And we're coming with data. We also come with a lot of members of Congress to tell them, hey, look, your state association backs this. Other coalition members back this. You don't just have to take our word for it.
That was another really good thing. When I showed them the number of associations that were backing, I was like, wow, we got every state on here. I'm like, yes, that is true. That's how big it is.
That's right.
For every one of us.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Welcome back. I hope this was a little eye-opening for everyone and to help them understand what it is that we do there at the Capitol and how important it is. To me personally, I've said this before, I feel AAHOA should be on 4 pillars, okay? And the strongest pillar is advocacy, okay? Second pillar, fair franchising. Third pillar, education. Fourth pillar, resources. That's the priority that AAHOA should have moving forward and always. Advocacy is a big role. I want to say this to everyone that's out there as well. We were shown the numbers of this year's PAC contribution so far given by our members. And I will have to say, I'm disappointed. It is very disappointing. We need to pick up our game, and I know we can do it. We all have it, okay? It's just a matter of doing it. And please, you cannot sit there and tell me that this will not affect you and your business where you are, because I guarantee you it will, okay? And when it's too late, it's too late. You've seen some of these interviews, okay, especially the one with Neelish Bhakta from San Diego, South Pacific region, stating that when LA was coming up on the pay raise and the insurance, $8 for health insurance automatic, our members didn't step up to the plate until the bill was passed. And then we had to work on getting signatures on a petition to get it repealed. It's much harder once it's passed. He proactively got everyone together before it passed in his region and was able to put in a workaround into the bill or into their policy that they wanted to implement for minimum wage. Now, that's key. You have to be proactive. You have to get out in front of it before it's actually put into effect, because once it's put into effect, it's a lot harder to change, okay? Need to be proactive with it. And the best way to be proactive is by helping and donating to the PAC. I can't stress how important it is, okay? And AAHOA is not the only one that raises money for advocating as well. There's other resources and outlets that also do this for us. One is Reform Lodging, and they are based out of New Jersey. And one of the big things that they're fighting for is the fair franchising bill. And I feel too, that is very vital. That's, again, my second pillar, AAHOA, fair franchising. They also need help. Please donate to them. They're located at reformlodging.org. You can send a check or a AAHOA PAC as well. It is very crucial advocating our country, or any country for that matter of fact. The government mandates and dictates rules and regulations that we need to abide by and follow, okay? If we're not able to go to them and talk to them and speak to them and advise them on how this bill will affect us or the economy, they're not going to know. They're going to go through it and pass whatever they feel like. We need to be there. We need to be heard. This is the best way to do it, okay? Now, we still have time left this year to get that PAC contribution where it was last year, 7 figures. I know we can do it. It's not that hard, okay? I've said it how many times in the interviews that we had. If each of our all of our members just donated $365, we would have over $7 million in the PAC. That's incredible. We would be the top 5% company on that list that the legislators get. And when they see our name, top 5, now they're really paying attention to us and what we have to say. Let's make it happen, okay? I know we can. Let's do it. There's one more clip that I want to leave you guys with, okay, before I wrap this episode up. And I also want to let everyone know, too, that after this episode, we will also be posting all the interviews that we had at the Capitol with all the other members as well, fully. So please check them out as well. It'll be a different video, just the AAHOA interviews and our time in DC when we were there. Okay. And this podcast will also be on there. Please subscribe if you haven't. This is how we make our voice heard, and we need to be proud. Okay. Let us be heard. I'm going to leave you with one video, and I will see you next month at our next episode. Thank you.
Start off by thanking all the people that I got to interview and express their thoughts and help us understand what we're here for and what we're doing here. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time that you spend with us. Help our members learn and educate themselves on what we do. Now, I just want to finish and end with one thing for our members of AAHOA. We're here to advocate on your behalf and our industry's behalf, also ourselves' behalf, because we own hotels as well. PAC, you need to contribute to PAC, okay? I'm gonna say one thing, it's right behind me. Find your balls. Guess what? I'm sure the people that golf, if you look in your golf bag, you might find a couple dollars in there. And those couple dollars adds up, $365 a year is not that much, people. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Find your balls. Thank you.